Terrence Howard, Hollywood's biggest clown and delusional charlatan. Terrence Howard, known for his roles in Hustle and Flow and Empire, has garnered attention for reasons that have little to do with his acting career. While his on-screen performances earned him initial acclaim, it's his off-screen antics and outlandish claims that have turned him into a walking punchline. From absurd mathematical theories to delusional pseudo-scientific claims, Howard has positioned himself not as a misunderstood genius, but as Hollywood's most prominent charlatan. Welcome to Celebrities Pain, where we call out Hollywood's most bizarre and problematic figures. Don't forget to subscribe for more unfiltered breakdowns of your favorite stars who fell from grace. Let's dissect why Terrence Howard is considered Hollywood's biggest clown with supporting evidence for each point. Terrence Howard's Terryology is a textbook example of intellectual hubris gone off the rails. Howard has spent nearly 2 decades arguing that 1 times 1 equals 2, a claim so absurd that it's difficult to believe anyone would take it seriously. He claims this breakthrough invalidates the foundation of modern mathematics and will revolutionize the world. Howard has presented this theory on platforms like The View, and during a self-proclaimed lecture at Oxford University, he argues that standard multiplication is flawed because an action times an action equals a reaction, thereby proving his equation. This fundamentally misunderstands what numbers are and how multiplication works. Mathematicians and scientists have universally dismissed his ideas as nonsense. Multiplication is defined as repeated addition. 1 times 1 means adding 1 to itself, 1 time, which equals 1. Howard's inability to grasp this elementary concept highlights a deeper problem. He conflates confidence with competence, mistaking his misunderstanding for innovation. In 2019, Terrence Howard made headlines by claiming to have opened the flower of life properly, unveiling what he described as a groundbreaking form of geometry that would provide humanity with unlimited free energy and revolutionize our understanding of the universe. The flower of life, a geometric design often used in spiritual and decorative contexts, has no recognized scientific value. However, Howard insists that it holds the secrets to the cosmos, presenting himself as the one who has unlocked its mysteries. Howard's explanations for his alleged discoveries are riddled with pseudo-scientific jargon like wave conjugations and hidden spaces. He claims these concepts not only reveal the structure of the universe, but also offer solutions to energy crises. Yet, these terms are entirely meaningless in the context of established physics and mathematics. The supposed breakthroughs Howard describes lack empirical evidence, theoretical support, or any coherent methodology. Experts and critics have compared Howard's claims to the kind of pseudo-scientific nonsense frequently propagated in conspiracy circles. His ideas share common traits with fringe theories, vague terminology, a lack of peer review, and an overarching narrative of being misunderstood by mainstream science. Despite the widespread ridicule and the absence of any validation, Howard remains steadfast. He frequently asserts that his ideas will one day vindicate him, casting himself as a visionary ahead of his time rather than someone fundamentally disconnected from reality. This obsession with the flower of life epitomizes Howard's tendency to elevate decorative patterns or abstract concepts into grandiose theories about the universe. By refusing to engage with legitimate scientific critique, he isolates himself further, doubling down on claims that are increasingly viewed as not only baseless, but also symptomatic of delusional thinking. Howard has made the laughable claim that he remembers being in his mother's womb, being born, and even being circumcised. To support this, he shared a nonsensical anecdote about how he stimulated his unborn child with light and music, which supposedly made the baby a mathematical genius. Science unequivocally debunks such claims. Memory cannot form in the womb due to the underdevelopment of the brain's hippocampus, which is responsible for memory storage. Howard's assertion isn't just scientifically baseless, it's another example of his delusional self-aggrandizement. These claims have been widely mocked, with critics questioning whether Howard truly believes his statements or is simply seeking attention. Howard once claimed he could build Saturn and replicate the Milky Way galaxy using his patented geometric shapes. He insists these inventions will allow humanity to mine asteroids and clean up space debris, positioning himself as a revolutionary thinker in space exploration. The problem? None of his claims are backed by scientific knowledge or engineering expertise. Howard's shapes are meaningless geometric patterns with no practical application. His explanation of planetary formation, where stars excrete planets like human feces, is not only laughable, but also fundamentally wrong. Astrophysicists have pointed out that planetary formation involves gravitational accretion of dust and gas, not the bizarre vortex mechanism Howard describes. His inability to provide coherent explanations further undermines his credibility. Howard's assertion that he solved the Grand Unified Field Theory, GUT, at the age of 7 and then conveniently lost his groundbreaking calculations stretches beyond mere exaggeration into outright fantasy. GUT is one of the most challenging puzzles in theoretical physics, occupying the minds of some of the brightest scientists for decades. The idea that a child with no formal training or advanced knowledge could stumble upon a solution that has eluded Nobel laureates is not just implausible, it's insulting to the entire field of physics. Howard's narrative lacks even a shred of credibility, yet he delivers it with unwavering confidence, as if repetition alone will make it believable. Adding to the absurdity, Howard claims his insights are being suppressed by the scientific establishment out of fear or jealousy of his brilliance. Rather than engaging with the rigorous process of peer review or presenting tangible evidence, Howard leans on his persecution complex, framing himself as a lone genius unjustly dismissed by the academic elite. This narrative is a hallmark of delusional self-aggrandizement, where rejection is reinterpreted as validation. The absence of any documented research, data, or peer acknowledgement only highlights the emptiness of his claims, making his self-proclaimed status as a misunderstood visionary seem more like an elaborate attempt to bolster his ego. Terrence Howard's chaotic personal life has been marred by serious allegations of domestic violence and a pattern of troubling behavior. His second wife, Michelle Gint, accused him of physically assaulting her during their volatile marriage, leading to a restraining order in 2013. Gint alleged that Howard struck her, choked her, and made threats, painting a picture of an aggressive and erratic partner. These accusations were not isolated. Howard's first wife, Lori McComas, also accused him of physical abuse in 2001, resulting in his arrest after allegedly punching her in the face during a domestic dispute. Although charges were later dropped, the incident added to a pattern of allegations that have significantly damaged his reputation. This consistent history of legal troubles and accusations of violence has overshadowed Howard's career, alienating fans and industry professionals alike. His inability to take accountability for these issues further reinforces the perception of a volatile and deeply flawed individual. While his eccentric public persona often draws ridicule, his personal life reveals a darker and far more troubling side that continues to tarnish his legacy.
Terrence Howard frequently claims he's being suppressed by powerful entities, including scientists, educators, and Hollywood, accusing them of fearing his revolutionary ideas. Whether it's his discredited Terryology or bizarre inventions, Howard frames rejection as proof of his genius, positioning himself as a misunderstood visionary targeted by a hostile establishment. This victim narrative is a hallmark of narcissistic delusion. Instead of addressing criticism or re-evaluating his flawed theories, Howard doubles down, insisting those who dismiss him are ignorant or afraid. His lecture at Oxford, for example, was met with skepticism not because of bias, but because his ideas lacked merit. Yet Howard interprets this as evidence of a conspiracy to silence him. This persecution complex extends to Hollywood. Howard blames his removal from Iron Man on betrayal by co-stars and studio executives, framing it as part of a broader effort to sabotage his career. He likens himself to misunderstood historical visionaries, feeding his self-image as a prophetic figure too advanced for the world to grasp. Such behavior mirrors conspiracy theorists who mistake rejection for validation, avoiding accountability by blaming others. By refusing to confront flaws or engage with critics, Howard isolates himself further and cements his reputation as someone disconnected from reality. Instead of reinforcing his legacy, his persecution complex ensures his eccentricities will overshadow his career.
Terrence Howard is not a misunderstood genius. He's a delusional narcissist with an inflated sense of self-importance. From his laughable math theories to his baseless claims about building galaxies, Howard has traded his acting career for a legacy of nonsense and ridicule, and his antics aren't harmless eccentricities. They reflect a deeper disconnect from reality that has alienated fans, colleagues, and the scientific community. While his acting roles may one day be remembered, his pseudoscience and delusions have firmly cemented his place as Hollywood's most baffling clown. What's your take on Terrence Howard's antics? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Celebrities Pain for more unfiltered takes on Hollywood's most ridiculous and controversial stars.